For BamaCentral.com, I'm Joey Blackwell here with Mason Smith and Austin Hannon. This is Three and Out. Well, the transfer portal was quite the news for college football this past week. It's over 1,000 players, thousands of players even joined the portal, including some players from Alabama, particularly its wide receivers. Alabama had 3 wide receivers into the portal, including JoJo Earle, Trayshawn Holden, and Christian Leary. Holden announced on Sunday that he will be heading to Eugene to take his wide receiver talents to Oregon. Mason, starting with you, how do you feel about this wide receiver situation in Alabama, including Trayshawn Holden departing and the transfer portal as a whole right now?
Well, Joy, I think everybody's kind of waiting for the first domino to fall when it comes to Alabama players in the transfer portal, and now that has happened with Trayshawn Holden taking his talents to Oregon. Now it's kind of a joke, amongst SEC fans because of course Bo Nix had left from Auburn to go to Oregon as well. So it's kind of just like if you can't hack in the SEC, you go to the Pac-12. But we're gonna let
Or
that
the Big 12.
Or Big 12.
Absolutely. But the big thing is I think Trayshawn Holden just wanted a bigger role. I think he wanted, to really showcase his talents, something that he really didn't get the chance to do at Alabama, being behind so many wide receivers, Burton, JoJo Earle, Tyler Hero, Kobe Prentice, the list kind of just goes on, especially the freshmen that are coming up too. So I think he is looking forward to a bigger role. But in terms of Alabama, the biggest thing is with Jermaine Burton coming back. I think people were concerned about would he leave for the draft? Would he transfer again? I think with him coming back, he wants to prove that he was better than this last season kind of showed. And I think it's going to really be a good case, whether it's Jalen Merrill, Ty Simpson, or whoever else is going to be the quarterback for Alabama. I think he's really going to look forward to kind of showcasing his talents, along with the rest of the young receiver core that's returning, along with the recruits that are coming in.
Yeah, you mentioned he wanted a bigger role. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, he had a pretty big role this year. He was not given, obviously, but he earned a starting position, and Saban would get mad at me if he heard me say he gave somebody a starting position. He earned it, but it never really worked out actually on the playing field. I mean, after that first game where he had 70 yards and 2 touchdowns, he never really had the same impact. So, like Mason kind of joked about, if you can't play in the SEC, you can't play for Alabama. You can't handle the spotlight. You can't create separation in big games. Let's go play in a conference where they air it out and score a lot of points. I don't mind it. I think it's a good decision for him in his career. I don't think Alabama fans should be too upset about this move. I really thought he had a lot of promise, but he was kind of part of a receiving core this year that heavily relied on Cameron Latu at tight end. And when that's the case, that's usually not a good thing unless you're Travis Kelce. So it's tough, but the one I really think hurts a little bit more is Christian Leary. He obviously hasn't played very much, which maybe is not a good sign with the impact that the receivers had this year if he wasn't able to get in the game much. But I think he was kind of a do-it-all kind of player. I think you could have put Christian Leary in the backfield if you wanted to and make him kind of a more Jahmyr Gibbs type. But yeah, that one hurts. I think he was a dynamic player, and whoever gets him is going to be a pretty lucky team. But yeah, Jermaine Burton's coming back. That is big for Alabama. I wasn't super impressed with him this year, nor was I super impressed with him at Georgia. He had a lot of drops, including against Alabama, both here in Bryant-Denny and in Indianapolis for the national championship. But he is a national champion regardless. So that's a big to bring him back. And I'm sure Saban will do Saban and just annihilate the transfer portal and get all the talent that he can so that we don't have the same problem like we did this year.
Alabama still has 2 wide receivers in the transfer portal as of the recording of this video. That is JoJo Earle and Christian Leary. Holden, as we said, heads to Oregon. Jermaine Burton is back. And that'll about do it for BamaCentral.com. I'm Joey Blackwell with Mason Smith and Austin Hannon. This has been Three and Out. Thank you so much for watching.